Raspberry jam. For this you need one jam pan, a jam funnel, some raspberries obviously, some lemons, sugar, jam jars obviously, and as a little treat for later on, something about raspberry gin. Okay, so a bit about quantities. We have here 2 kilos of raspberries and a 2 kilo bag of sugar. So same weight of sugar to fruit. And lemons, really much to taste, but 2 reasonable sized lemons per kilo is what I use. Okay, first job to do is to grate the rind off the lemons. This is the boring bit. One handy hint is to avoid lemons that have had their skins waxed. Anyway, once they've had the skins grated, you then need to squeeze them. Right, one handy hint about lemon peels, lemon skins, and skins of any citrus fruit, and apple cores and apple skins. Don't throw them away. Stick them in a carrier bag and put them in the freezer, and just keep adding to them, and then use them to make what is rather amusingly known as compost heap jelly. Now there'll be a video about that soon when I get around to filming it, but as I say, just add them to a carrier bag, stick them in the freezer, and just keep adding to them, and the video on compost heap jelly will arrive shortly. Okay, the cooking bit. Right. Add the raspberries to the pan. Notice how much juice they have. You don't need to add water to this. Then add the lemon zest. And the lemon juice. Give it a stir, and then put some heat under it. Now you need to bring it up to boil, but make sure you keep stirring, because there's nothing worse than soft fruits catching on and burning. Well, it's been heating up for about 10 minutes now, and what we're trying to do is get all the fruit to break up, and it effectively becomes a sort of thick raspberry soup. The raspberries, when they come up to the boiling point, need to have completely broken down, and this is what it should look like. So once it's got to the boiling point, we need to turn the heat down to let it simmer. So once you've turned the temperature down so it's simmering, pour in the sugar gradually, stirring constantly. Now keep it simmering and keep stirring it. What we're doing is waiting for it to reach its setting point. One of the ways to check that the jam is reaching its setting point is to look for a skin forming, and as you can see, there it is, which means that this is now ready. quite a thick skin. Just give that another stir. There's one other way to check that the jam is about to set, which is just to take a spoonful, put it on a plate and leave it to stand for a short while. Well, after you've left it to stand for a few minutes, it should actually form a skin if it's reached its setting point. And indeed, I'm not quite sure whether we can pick that up on the camera, but it's still slightly runny, but there's a skin forming on there. But we know with this one that it's already reached its setting point anyway, because it's got quite a skin in the pan. So once the setting point is reached, it's just a case of pouring it into jars. Hence the reason for the jam funnel. Earlier I took a sample off the jam pan to test that it was setting, and also I took off the sort of bit of impurities on the top, and as you can see it's setting rather nicely. So this is the bit I'm going to try on a nice bit of bread. Here goes. I have to say, raspberry jam is one of the best jams to make. It tastes gorgeous, but it's also dead easy to make. Oh, but it is lovely. And finally, raspberry gin. 600 grams of raspberries, 300 grams of caster sugar, so effectively half the weight of the fruit in sugar, and a bottle of cheap gin. Put the raspberries into a pickling jar like that with the sugar, and then add the gin, close it, shake it up, and leave for about 3 months, occasionally giving it a shake, and after 3 months, enjoy.